Hi, Jeff Holman with Intellectual Strategies here. I'm on, I don't know which video it is, third or fourth or fifth video now. I wanted to share one more of the responses I got back from the initial group of 7 people and share with you I hope you're seeing the variety of people and responses that I'm getting. This one is from Randy. Randy actually, I went to high school with Randy. Randy ran a business and then has since transitioned into a company called Rockagator. Rockagator actually makes bags. I think he has left his company behind or sold it or did whatever he did and transitioned 100% into making these really cool backpacks that he co-brands with Spartan, the obstacle course races or whatever those are, and has taken one bag and created a lineup of products from it. I'm super excited for him. So I know he's super busy though too, just like a lot of the people that I've reached out to, and so I appreciate that he would take a minute to respond back to me and give me some insight. So Randy said, "Sounds like quite the lineup." I think he's talking about my outline of the tasks that I'm trying to get done. If you're interested in getting a middleman, now Randy didn't say, "Hey, let me give you a bunch of free advice." He said, "Hey, I'm super busy, and if you want me to help you outsource this stuff to contacts in China," he does that service with other people too. I didn't know that about Randy. Currently working with another off-roading company, sourcing Jeep covers and tie downs in China. He works on commission, so it's all contingent on whether or not you get the products made. Let's see, he has some contacts in Vietnam too. I know that from other clients, there's a lot of textiles that are going on in Vietnam as well as China. And so I don't know if I'm going to be making this in the US, making it in China, making it in Vietnam, making it in Mexico. I know there are different options for that. And I'm not far enough along to say that I even have a plan as to what to do yet. But this is awesome to know that Randy actually helps companies, and he does it in a way where he's got it set up so you're not paying upfront costs necessarily. You're just paying a percentage of the the fees. I think the fees would basically be integrated into the costs of creating the bags with the manufacturers, and he just adds his fee on top of each bag that's made. So I don't know. We'll see. I've got to reach back out to Randy and set something up when I get closer along. I kind of take away from this that he is pretty busy and isn't necessarily offering to help out with, like, let me help you design your bag. Let me help you, get a prototype done. And that's totally fine, right? I'm not asking him to do any of that stuff. I just love that he responded and he identified for me the place where he thinks he can best help, and that is in outsourcing when we get to that point. Now, to get there, I've got to go through actually getting the bag designed. I've got some ideas in my head, but I've got to design it. I've got to patent it. I've got to get a prototype made. I've got to do some surveys to figure out if it, how far in the process I need to take this. Hopefully the surveys keep telling me to go forward and further and further and further. But at some point I might find a survey that says, yeah, you know what, there's just no interest in that type of bag. In which case I would call that a success, and I would pull the plug and turn my attention to something else. But I'm hopeful that I get to the point where I can go back to Randy and say, Randy, you remember that time we email back and forth about outsourcing? I'm ready. I want to, let's sit down and schedule a time and help me understand what that looks like. Because I don't really have any idea, right? I don't know what outsourcing to China looks like. I've traveled to China for clients. I've traveled to Hong Kong. I flew through Vietnam once, but never spent any time there. But I don't know anything about the manufacturing outsourcing process for textiles. So these are things I have to learn. And that's one of the things that I think is really interesting when you get in the inventor mode, is that a lot of people say, well, I really want to come up with an idea, or I've got a great idea. I don't really want to do it. I just want to, patent it and let somebody license it. And I don't think I've seen anybody where that works. It's just not that simple, right? You have to show that somebody else would want this idea. If it's an idea they wanted, they already would have developed it with the resources and the experience and expertise that they have. When you come up with a brand new idea, it's brand new because nobody's created it. And that also means that nobody's ever thought, this is something I need. They might not have even thought that this is a the problem that they need to solve. So you're coming up with maybe a brand new problem, certainly a brand new idea or solution to that problem, and maybe having to justify that there's actually money or people interested in buying that product from you. So that's where when I say validation, that's where validation comes in. But while you're doing that, you have to become a sort of knowledgeable, if not a mini expert, on all the different parts of the process. Because unless you have just a stash of money, and we're really talking about like tens of thousands of dollars at a minimum, unless you have that sitting away and you just want to spend that just to explore a new product or a possible new product, then you're going to have to figure out how to bootstrap, meaning, use your own resources and your own skills to get as far as possible on whatever budget you're willing to spend. I personally don't want to spend a lot of money on this. I think a lot of my clients don't spend a lot of money on this. And so I want to replicate that process as much as I can with them. So anyway, so you got to figure out, if I'm not an expert on outsourcing, I'm certainly grateful that Randy would say, hey, I can help you with outsourcing. Just like Gary might be able to help me with crowdfunding. Just like Mike has offered some information about analyzing or evaluating an idea and how to run surveys around that to your potential market. So I can lean on these people for a little bit of information and advice, and at least pointing me in the right direction, even if they don't have the time and ability to do any of that for me. So anyway, I think that's it for now on all the responses I'm going to share in this part of the process. I did hear back from the others, and I had 7 originally. Ultimately, I added 4 more people. I'll tell you about those people along the way and why I added them and how I added them. But this is it for now. Next, we're going to move into some other stuff in the process, and I'm excited to share that with you here shortly. Take care. Bye.